Hello all, welcome back. In this video we are going to learn about different types of forces. First I start with collinear. Take one object. If all the forces acting in the same line of action means that is called as collinear. If you see, this is a collinear force. If you take another force like tension means this is also collinear. If there is another force like this means its line of action would be like this. So this is not a non-linear. So this is not a collinear. This is called as non-linear force. If you take another system of force with forces acting like this means this forces is called as parallel force. And if a force act like this, the direction means it won't be called as parallel. If you consider this system of force, that all the forces meeting at the same point. So this kind of forces is called as concurrent. If you consider this system of force, if one force is acting maybe like in this direction means the line of action would be like this, and take another force acting in this direction, the line of action would be like this. So it doesn't meet in the same common point. It has two different points, so it is called as non-concurrent. The forces other than parallel we call it as non-parallel, and the forces other than uh, collinear is called as non-linear. Then the last type is planar and coplanar and non-coplanar. To understand that, we should know the different types of planes that we have. Consider this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis. This is xy plane. That plane consider x and y-axis and y and z and x and z-axis. So if you take this diagram, this is xy axis, this is yz axis, this is xz axis. If you consider direction means that is xz in this direction, xz in this direction means we should have another plane like plus xz and minus xz. The same way we have yz and minus yz, xy plus and xy minus. So if you consider the direction, we should have 6 planes, otherwise we have only 3. So if all the forces acting in a one single plane means we call it as a coplanar. Otherwise we will call it as a non-coplanar. If three different forces acting on 3 different plane means we call it as a non-coplanar. If all the forces acting in a same plane means that's we call it as coplanar. Here we see the example in the duck of or game. We see that the children's pulling the ropes in the two opposite direction, but the line of action is same, that is a rope. All the forces acting in the rope only, it's a straight line. So this is called as what type? This is a collinear. If you see here, the line of action is different, so this is non-collinear. And the next type is parallel. We saw this is parallel forces. These 3 forces are acting parallel, and if you see this, this is not a parallel force. And if you see this forces, this is parallel. And if you see the concurrent force, which we already know that all the force acting in the same point, so this is concurrent, this is also concurrent, and this is not, because the force doesn't meet in any point, so it is non-concurrent forces. And coplanar, if you see the last of here, all the forces acting in the same plane, it is called as coplanar forces. And here we didn't see anything in a 3D view, so it's not we can't know whether it's acting in the same plane or not. So this is all about types of forces. We have 8 different types based on how force acts on a body, mainly the direction of the force. So that's it in this video. I expected your comments in comment box. Thank you.